What's good, YouTube? Andre here with the DM Network, aka Mr. DM Gaming himself. But as you can tell from the background, y'all, this is going to be a Dragon Ball video. I'm extremely passionate about Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super. I haven't got into Dragon Ball Heroes yet. I don't know if it's just because how I am with Dragon Ball is just kind of out of the norm in a sense. It's kind of theory based or what if based. And don't get me wrong, there's room for it. I just hadn't had time to really just sit down and watch it because I'm still going back watching the English dub of Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that. And I see how these things are growing in popularity, how Dragon Ball is growing in popularity, how anime really period is growing in popularity. But it feels really good to have been on the anime wagon when it first started popping up in the US. Wow, that was over 20 years ago. Because I'm 31 right now, and I know I've been watching anime and Dragon Ball Z especially since I was in maybe the 4th grade or something to that effect, 3rd or 4th grade or something like that. But it started with Pokemon and stuff like that. But it's really, really cool to see it grow in the US. It's really cool to see it grow in the Western world. But it is still extremely popular. I'm talking Dragon Ball in Japan. I think Geekdom made a post today talking about how it was actually #1 in Japan. That is insane, y'all, and I love it because as long as they keep cranking it out, that's good for us, the fans, be able to watch it, be able to play the games, watch the movies, and I can't wait till it releases in the US, and I hope it does extremely well because that will mean that they'll be more inclined to release more movies in the US because they're not going to stop doing it in Japan. It's making money. They're not going to stop. But they did raise the discussion that I talked about a couple videos ago about, the future of Dragon Ball games and stuff like that. But, with the popularity of it, you got to know that there's going to be more developers and publishers and jumping on board to make more Dragon Ball games. My only concern is that they make them for console and not just for mobile, because Dokkan Battle is cool, and the other one, I can't remember the name of it. Those are both well and fine, but I really like console games over mobile games because those cell phones get pretty hot sitting there holding them for a while, tablets and stuff like that. But Dragon Ball has stood the test of time. It is something that literally has stood the test of time, and we've gotten Dragon Ball Super for 2 years? It started about 2 years ago. And so that is amazing how it's amazing how it is, Dragon Ball Z and GT lasted as long as it did. I mean, for over 2 decades. And that crowd is still around. We're still hungry for it. We're still watching it. And we were still supporting the anime even without the new episodes of Dragon Ball Super. Now with Super is out and we see the structure of Dragon Ball Super with the 12 universes and things like that, or 11. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit as to what's to come for Dragon Ball now. And I want to get into a deeper discussion about this later. There are some cons to it because now with Dragon Ball Super alone, we've seen so many different transformations for Goku and Vegeta and different levels of strength that they've been able to obtain. And of course, we know with each level comes a new enemy that's just as strong. But from what I've seen from the manga that's coming out with the new guy and stuff like that, now they are getting more creative. It's kind of people say that they're not borrowing from GT, but they kind of are, if you ask me, because in GT, it wasn't that Goku was more powerful than everybody that he faced. But the interesting thing was everybody that he faced had, and I'm going to use a My Hero Academia word, a quirk in a sense that made them a challenge to beat. And we seen it some in Dragon Ball Super early on with Hit. Hit was very powerful, don't get me wrong, but Hit being able to time skip is something to overcome. It's not like Dragon Ball Z, you just going out fighting whoever the strongest win. they're doing a good job now of making it to where these villains or even the allies are developing quirks or developing talents or skills that makes them a challenge to beat. And I really, really like that because it does add depth. The only thing that I would ask is to have more character development. But I know with Goku being the center of everything Dragon Ball, that the focus is going to be on him more than developing characters and stuff like that. But it's still pretty cool. I can't wait to see what they have for us going forward in Dragon Ball Super and things like that. You know, will they bring Broly into the mix and stuff like that? Will we end up possibly with I mean, can you imagine how strong he's going to get? I mean, it's crazy. So the road going forward for Dragon Ball Super, the whole entire series, the movies, hopefully more video games. The sky is the limit, man. The sky is the limit. And when it runs out in Japan, it'll still be trickling down into Western civilization over here with us and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool to know that we will be having Dragon Ball Super. We'll be having these Dragon Ball things going on for a long time. And it's really fun too now because you're starting to see more merchandise of Dragon Ball. Before, you know, you'd go in the store, man, you wouldn't see anything. Now, if y'all follow me on Twitter, you saw the pictures or the posters, you know, 3 posters down here where I'm at. We've never had that, you know, going to a store and starting to see Dragon Ball t-shirts and stuff like that is so freaking cool. I mean, in places like Walmart and Target and TJ Maxx even, you know, so it is growing and I hope that it continues to grow. And I know it will continue to grow. We just have to support it like we've always done. The community, like any other community, is not just all 100% together. You have people here, you have people there. But one thing I do like about the Dragon Ball community is the fact that we all agree on one thing, that we love Dragon Ball, all things Dragon Ball. So that's cool and that's awesome. And I really feel like that. The future is bright for Dragon Ball, and the way, like I said, the way that it's going, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sitting here right now waiting for the movie to come out. Hopefully, it comes out down here where I'm at, because where I'm at in small town Texas, we don't tend to get a lot of like those types of releases here and stuff like that. But hopefully it does. If it does, I'm going to be front and center to watch it, and best believe I'm going to give a review. Even though there's already a lot of reviews out there and stuff like that, it's still fun to get other people's take on the movie and stuff. I can't say I have been successful in staying away from, I'm not going to say full spoilers, because of course playing Xenoverse 2, you know, Gogeta Super Saiyan Blue's in there, you know, Broly and stuff like that. But I have been able to stay away from overall story spoilers of how everything builds up, and what the movie is truly about, the true message of the movie. However, I do know that those characters are in the movie and stuff, and I'm trying to stay away from it so I don't spoil going to see the movie. But I am super excited for it. I am super excited for the future of Dragon Ball and their creativity right now. Like, it just shows how Dragon Ball has been able to captivate minds. You see a lot of series now on TV that are coming back. Powerpuff Girls did a remake. Dexter's Laboratory did a remake. They're doing remakes of the Thundercats and stuff, and they're changing it. They're changing it to not only from what it used to be, the animation style, they're giving it a new, more kiddie-like animation style, but they're also changing the message that was in those shows to conform to this PC culture that we have in society now. But Dragon Ball isn't doing that. You know, Dragon Ball Super has been, it has changed. It's not as full of, like, Dragon Ball was an adventure. Dragon Ball was an adventure. Kind of like GT. GT was an adventure too. And you can say it's canon, not canon, whatever. It still exists. It was an adventure as well. Dragon Ball Z was just get in your face, punch you, knock you out, mostly powering up and stuff like that. But it was really something to sit down and watch. You know, you were excited to watch it. You know, you had that. So we went from an adventure with Dragon Ball to fighting with Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, it's giving us more character development and more insight into Goku and Vegeta. We're seeing sides of Vegeta that we've never seen before. We're starting to see Goku's a jerk, man, if you think about it, man. I mean, Goku was willing to throw away the entire universe just for a chance to fight. And if you haven't noticed something, it seems that Goku and Vegeta are actually changing roles in a sense. It seems like Vegeta is becoming more like Goku, and Goku is becoming more like Vegeta. I wonder if any of y'all ever noticed that. Have anybody else noticed that? Goku is becoming more. He's developing some pride. He really is, and it's getting him in some tough situations. And you see Vegeta being more family oriented, laid back, relaxed, and that's gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? Because history tends to repeat itself, and they're gonna have to go back to where they come from. And with Vegeta being, not being the family man before, not having that, he's going to dive into that more and stuff like that. But that's just something that crossed my mind. But these are things that allow it to stand the test of time. Because even though Super goes more on the adventure, the fighting is phenomenal. So it's kind of a mixture between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And with it being fresh and revitalizing, it's still awesome. I mean, everybody was looking forward to the new episodes, you see, and then we talk about it all week, and then another episode would come out, and I really miss that. I miss that community sense, talking and everybody getting, just speculate, even with the speculations, the theories, and things like that. It's captivated a new generation. The younger generation, people are watching Dragon Ball for the first time, and now they're having to go back and watch Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball to get more character development and stuff. Now, are there some animes out there that are more in depth and have better character development? Yeah, Naruto is one of them. But yet and still, Dragon Ball is just, man, that is my number one anime. I do like My Hero Academia as well. Very, very good anime. Can't wait for the next season to come out. And my One Punch Man season 2 coming out soon. So all of those are really cool, fun things to look at, to watch, to enjoy, and things like that. But nothing rocks it like Dragon Ball. I'm sorry, man. That's where it's at, man. It has stood the test of time, and it's still awesome, and it's still growing. And what I would like to know is, what is your favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z, Super, or GT? Let me know down in the comment section down below, y'all. We're going to dive more in depth on this topic because I have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to do it all in this one video. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Till next time, thanks for watching. You guys.